Nobody knows where it is because nobody knows what it's called. And it's this funny little bit of green space. Well, this is Granville Road here, behind all the Granville's being taken down at the moment, which is another heart-rending thing. So it's this little green space. It's a little hidden space, and it's really deep inside. So this is Granville Road. This is the old Granville. This is the bit that's being torn down. And this is the school in front of it. And here's Carlton Vale. This is a very, very short history of this little park. It was laid out in 2009-ish to replace the open space that Granville new homes were built on, opposite the Granville. Those brown and beige tiled buildings. They opened in 2009. And that was all built on open space. So this park was given to us to replace the open space that Granville new homes were built on. There was no money for managing the park, so there was lots of antisocial behaviour and crime happened there, and we couldn't use that sort of space. You'd go over there and kids would be picking up various horrible drug implements and so on, and saying, oh, what's this? And you'd go, oh, God. So it was closed and locked in about 2011. I can't quite remember, but it was locked very early on because there was no management. And then the antisocial behaviour continued, including people camped there for many years, and all kinds of stuff was happening there. And it became unloved, completely overgrown and unusable. So this is the sort of pictures from that time of what it looked like. This is actually, I think, once we'd been in and cleared a bit, this wasn't, when we first went in, it was just completely overgrown. And then they just chopped it all back. So this, as you know, was built originally as a children's playground, but it's totally got dissipated over the years. It was just sitting there. So it looked like this in about 22, and now, 2 years later, it looks like this. So here in 25, we had a fabulous year this year, partly because of the weather, but partly because of a wonderful grower, AA, who's over there and out here. Lots of work. Great. So it's really, really changed and come to life. So some statistics from this year alone. We've had 407 education visitors for food and outdoor learning. 275 school learners have come. 1,102 education session hours in the park. Just this year. And this is all this year. We had 2 events, big events, over 100 people. We've had Brent Family Services and Salisbury World Refugee Project also using it regularly, using the rec. Volunteer sessions every week, in fact twice a week. And several communities members have just had it to have their birthdays for their children in it. So these are just some pictures of 8 regular volunteers and numerous one-off. This is a picture from one of the events that we had, and lots of school learners. We've had over 100 kilos of veg harvested and distributed to the community this year from the garden. So it's really been a really fantastic year. So what's the problem? Okay, so Brent Council plan to build 14 new homes on top of it. This is the rec as we know it now. Okay, so it will be completely covered in housing. And the housing is 4 stories high. So it's not a tower block, but it's high. It's higher than the mature trees that are there. Okay. So people living in Princess Road will have shadows into their gardens and so on. There will be no greenery. This is well, I'm not sure whether those are the trees that are there now behind the school fence or whether those will be replaced. And you can see where it is. This is Hereford, but this is the new buildings that are going on to Hereford. So it's round the corner behind the school. And the greenery in Hereford is inside the building. There will be no no public green. It's only greenery for the people that live there. And this is really not green at all. So the council argued that they're replacing this park, the rec, with a new park that's even bigger. Okay, so the new park is 2,500 square meters, And the rec is 1,500 metres, so they're replacing it with a much bigger park. So relocating the park using a prominent corner location on the route from Kilburn Underground, acting as a gateway to the site.
You sure it's Kilburn and not Kilburn Park?
Kilburn, yeah, they put Kilburn Underground, yes. No, we mean Kilburn Park. This is a quote from their stuff.
So
yeah.
they don't know what it's all
They don't know what, they don't know what that is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. So, an 8th grade carriageway aims to create, aims to create a pedestrianised environment. So they're not talking about a park or natural or nature or anything, a pedestrianised environment. Now, as you can see, this park has a road going through it. Can you see the road here?
Yeah.
And then here? They're counting that as park meterage. It also has parking here. Can you see?
Tube is, Leslie, in that.
The tube is up here. Here's the parking. And there's the road. Going through this is a whole park, and it has a road. Okay, so that in this park, there's 4 little green spaces. Under the 4 numbers. That's what I would call park, with green, grass, and they'll probably be fenced so that children can play in them and so on. But those 4 little spaces, I'm sure don't make up 1,500 square meters of space. So we are losing park space. So we've got many objections, and these objections are kind of put in fancy language because lots of people have been helping to write. These are the same objections that are on the leaflets. So the first objection is location and accessibility. The existing park is centrally located within South Kilburn, making it easily accessible. The proposed park is on the edge of the estate, reducing its integration with the community, and also opening it up for other people, which is not such a bad thing, but it's not an estate park. Yeah. The size and usability, as I've just said, is reduced safe usable space. There's only 4 small designated. There's an overall decrease in pleasant car-free areas and residents. There's a conflict with Brent Council policies. So they have declared a climate emergency, and they're planning to build on one of the few open spaces in this area. So there's clean air targets, there's green infrastructure vision, there's health equity, that you need natural spaces, it's good for the mind and the body, and pottering around is, whatever. So, and there's also a new tree, we should add this onto here, this tree strategy of having more tree cover over it. There's biodiversity and ecological values, and the existing park has significant biodiversity with mature trees, diverse plant life, and undisturbed areas. The planned replacement with a manicured design would severely limit the potential for any ecosystems at all, never mind rich ones. Replacing the park would result in a net loss of valuable community space and amenities because the areas are actually smaller, the park areas. And it's particularly important in an area where the population is growing. So they're building more densely, and they're planning to double or treble the population in this area. So we need to double or treble the green spaces, at least. The natural versus designed landscapes. So the recreation ground offers the more wild, natural, mature vegetation, in contrast to that proposed park, where the trees are planted in regimented rows, which have less opportunity for biodiversity and reduced foraging for wildlife and residents. So, now we know what the problem is. We've got you all here. What I would love to do now is spend some time thinking about what we can do to tackle this problem. I should say that, yeah, we can turn the lights back on. It has gone through planning permission and has been accepted. And the reason, some people say there's no way, it's through planning, it's all done and dusted, that's it. Other people say there's this single developer coming on board, So they're reaching out for the 13 blocks that are left in the regeneration to have one developer do them. It's a 20 to 30 year project for this developer. It's £1 billion at the moment. They're saying it's £1 billion development. It'll probably go far higher than that. So we are hoping that this developer might be open to listening to new suggestions about what to do in the area. And there is certainly one developer who's been, who I've been talking to, who actually paid money to have consultants in to talk to local people to see what the issues are in the area. So that gives me hope that there might be a chance to get the park back. Also, given that it agrees with so many of their stated already policies, you'd think that would be a reason why they might change their minds. So I think we do have a chance, and I know Sarah does. Because Sarah's been saying, oh, we've got a chance to win this. So I think it's worth it. It's also a clear ask, and there's clear arguments of why we should save this park.